If you want to find the right girlfriend or wife, you have to put yourself in the right environment. Bars and clubs are not where you're going to find your wife. Is that to say that there's not a single woman in any nightclub anywhere in the world that would make for a great wife? No, obviously not. But 8 out of 10 people who go there are instantaneously disqualified. So you can put a lot of effort into that environment and not meet your wife, and then you get frustrated. So what is the right environment? You can use dating apps, you can use Instagram, and if you want to do approaches in person during the day, in everyday situations. Yeah, but David, where are all the high quality women? There's not a secret place where all the wife material women, where the most amazing women that you can share life with, are hidden. They go from A to B. They wander through life. You don't have to go to specific dating events, like singles events. They suck. Matchmaking doesn't work either, by the way. It's a scam. It doesn't work. I have 2 million followers across social media. I don't even have a big enough database to match people up with. Where are they supposed to come from? All they do is send messages on Instagram. It doesn't work. There are only 3 viable channels in the world that you can use to get dates: dating apps, Instagram, and in-person approaches. And if you want to talk in person, during the day, you're going to meet women that are going to blow your mind. And I've talked at length about how to overcome your approach anxiety, which is something you have to do, because there is no valid reason not to introduce yourself. And there's no childhood trauma. It's not because you're shy or because you're an introvert. It is simply you haven't overcome your approach anxiety. If you go to this YouTube channel and you type in David Mason approach anxiety, you'll get a 12-minute video on how to overcome that. But the right environment matters, because you could do 1,000 approaches in nightclubs, which is ridiculous. You don't have to do that. And you still might not be able to find your wife. Being in the right environment matters. You've done it in your career or your business. If you go to the wrong environments, you can put a lot of effort into that environment and get 0 result. Well, the ROI, the return on investment on your time, is going to be marginal. So, what is the right environment? Do you now have to run through shopping malls all day, approaching strangers? No. But you should be able to, when you're flying from A to B, strike up a conversation with a lady at the gate. David, she might be traveling. Who cares? You don't know when you're going to meet your wife. Success is the ability to go from rejection to rejection without the loss of enthusiasm. Because while you statistically know that the next woman you're going to talk to won't be your wife with a 99% probability, you still have to talk to her as if she was, because someday she will be. Let that sink in. Statistically, the next person that you're going to talk to, the next woman that you're going to go on a date with, won't be your wife. But at some point, if you put in the effort, she will be. So you have to show up and communicate in the most authentic and effective way possible. Because when she does show up, when you actually have a woman in front of you, and you won't know that beforehand, who might become your wife, and you don't communicate effectively, she'll lose interest. Because again, there's only 2 reasons why things don't go somewhere with a lady. Because of a lack of compatibility, which includes a lack of genuine burning desire on her part for you. And second, it's really just you making mistakes in your communication, you having blind spots in your communication that cause women to lose interest in you. I would invite you to simply leave your house more. If all you do is work and go to the gym, where are you supposed to find her? You don't even talk to anybody at the gym. David, I don't want to get a bad reputation at the gym. I understand. The gym strategy is a bit different. A good gym, that's obviously where you can meet amazing women. I have a client in the UK. He runs a very successful business. He met his girlfriend, who he's in a relationship with now, for 9 months or whatever it is, in the gym. Absolutely the right environment, but it has to be a little bit more indirect. If that's your local gym, the one you want to keep going back to, you have to become a little bit more of a social person in general. You can't just be the guy who tries to extract all the value out of the environment by only talking to the attractive women. That's going to give you a very bad reputation, and it's not good for your overall sense of feeling at home in the world, I would say. So if you want to talk to people in the gym, talk to the men, talk to the women, talk to men. Talk to women. I've talked about it in one of the other videos I filmed at the Grand Canal in Dublin a month ago, where I'm standing there in the hat and it's cold. And I talked about this idea that you're not at home in the world because you're not talking to people. So once you make it a habit to actually engage with the world in a positive manner, beautiful things are going to happen. Anything you want is on the other side of a conversation. Anything you want is on the other side of a conversation. And Most of life's unhappiness that you experience comes because you don't have enough conversations, or rather, you're not spending enough time in quality social contact. I was having a coaching call over there with a client an hour or two ago, and he talked about how before he joined the program, he went through a breakup and it was rough. And I talked to him and I said, part of that is normal, but part of the reason you suffered was because you didn't spend enough time with quality male friends. Your need for and by the way, he said, yeah, but I was so surprised that it threw me off my game so much because even though he's a very intelligent person, works in IT, his brain wasn't really working well during the breakup. It's like, I understand they're called needs, not wants. When your needs aren't met, then you suffer. They're called needs. We need them to survive. That's why you must spend time with quality male friends. You must go on dates with several different women, elevate the quality of the dates, build a better profile on Hinge. Get us to help you with that. Apply for a free initial consultation if you want our help with that. Build a semi-decent Instagram, send some messages, and talk to women in person so you have immediate comparison. More time spent in social contact and making an educated choice and kicking the wrong ones out, the wrong male friends, by the way, when they start acting toxic or unhealthy towards you, or women who aren't right for you, that's one of the most important things you can do. But just because you've met a couple of bad apples doesn't mean you can isolate yourself. Your need for love and connection is one of the most important needs you'll ever meet. And any type of suffering you experience, be that anger, depression, or fear, one of the three main negative emotions, most of that only comes about as a result of you not spending enough time with people who love you and people you love. So everything you want is on the other side of a conversation. But those conversations, coming back to the very beginning of the video, should happen in the right environment. Bars and clubs, if you like going there, no problem. I don't judge. I enjoy it as well. I don't drink. I don't do any type of substance or whatever. But you're most likely not going to meet your wife there. Somebody who shares your values, somebody who wants to build a family or merge families if you're already divorced and she's divorced, whatever you want. Most likely not. Some people like going to festivals. A lot of people don't. There is no right or wrong, by the way. You do you. I am not here to dictate what people should do or shouldn't do. I just want you to find a woman that doesn't feel like you're settling. Because most men live lives of quiet desperation. My friend Les Brown, 20 years ago or so, said, people fail in life not because they aim too high and miss, but because they aim too low and hit. Look most men in their eyes when they're in a beach club or they're walking down the street with their wives. They look half depressed. They are living a life of quiet desperation because they didn't choose it from abundance. Now they're in a relationship with somebody who doesn't actually like them. It was the same with my ex-wife. My ex-wife tolerated my existence. She didn't really like me that much, and she's not a bad person. But if you don't feel desired in your relationship, if your existence is barely tolerated, if there's a lack of intimacy or the intimacy isn't great, you suffer. You can't be fully happy in life if you're not happy in your intimate relationship. So, take some action. Put yourself out there. Put yourself strategically in the right environments every month, ideally on a weekly basis. And it doesn't take a lot of time, by the way. I've had clients who ran 9-figure businesses who did this, okay? If they can do that, you can do that as well. If you want me to help you with that personally, send me a message or apply for a free initial consultation call. Go take some action. Talk soon.